preconceived notions. And this video will be about race or racism. It's and my earliest memory was in Poland. Must have been like 84, 85. I was going to a kindergarten or preschool. I think kindergarten. Because I remember, this is just how I remember, my mother, Maria over there, Maria and Marina, whatever you want to call her, my mother, she would bring, it was we would sleep, we would have nap time, and she would make me a pad, sleeping pad, this and other. But I remember it was nighttime and Roots was playing, from the States, Roots about, slavery, the TV show, on TV in Poland. And I don't think, they wanted to let me watch. It was disgusting, but, Marina over there, my mother, I just remember, my father Marek saying, he was trying to explain to it was about racism. These people, it was racism, and it was about slavery, but just, it was oppression. But she just, she just had this preconceived notion, well, like they're different, so what, or something like that. But on a different level, she never had a negative experience with a black person. And people, I guess some people, I met people, it's like, well, I have my bicycle on, I got jumped, so it's like, I became angry, and, I just make fun of black people. And that's a poor, cheap excuse. But I'm not even going to get into that right now. It's like this, it's like people use this phrase, well, I like black people. Like, you like every black person, it's like you try to be overly grasping, too nice, like you love black people, like, like who the fuck loves every white person? Sometimes I don't even like myself at times. And just, I never want to let people know that, so they hide it a little bit better. But, when you say that as well, it's like, what are you really trying to hide? Like, you really in love with a black person? I just don't believe that. It's in the wording. Maybe some people say, well, I don't hate black people, but they say it like that. And I wouldn't want anyone to get away with that, because sooner or later I'll catch you with words. But it's about me being like 6 years old, and me, hearing Marek explain that to her, and I don't know what I was like, what does people do, why they're there? But then I just started, if she's like that, she's my mother, what other things in the world are really messed up? And people, not that they don't get along, but it was just, I mean, Marek and Marina, they had their differences, let's be honest. There was quarrels, they had people, well, weekdays, weekends, in Poland, stay up at night, like drinking, playing cards. It was loud. There was arguments. I saw Mag that put his hands on Miranda, not like hit her, but like thump her around. He would go out, he'd get drunk. She got angry about his infidelity, and it's a disturbing memory. But I woke up at night and they were arguing, and I stood in the door. The door was open, and Forrest was kitchen, had a bathroom, and she was just raging at him, "Come over and pull your skin apart from your dick." I was like, and I was just shocked. I still haven't, not even got over it, but she explained it to him. She was like, and he was just, man, just like fucking, it's like, he's just like, I was like, I kind of wanted to defend him then. Right now, I would have been like, hey, you should fucking, I don't know. Why don't you just, and I'm gonna go into, a perverted angry story. I would have told her, hey, why don't you fuck him in the ass, see if he's gay. Maybe that's his fucking problem. If he likes you, it's to cut you. That's how he realizes he's homosexual. I mean, why argue? But she wanted him to pull his skin back, I guess, to see if he had sex with a female. I guess he had sex with a female. She would notice how, his dick is, how it looks like. I didn't mean to go into that story, but I was like, if that is fucked up, and it's like, it's nice to have fucked up parents, but it's their behavior in public, and it's the violence against other people, and not just them, others. Now, people would be pretentious, or like, they would act a certain way around certain people, but someone would say certain words, and it would just like, they would just either be subdued, or just, they wouldn't be either strong, or they would be fraudulent with some people, pretentious, like, why do people, like, why people aren't that strong or just decent to begin with, why just carry their own way? And it was like it's like watching people in a social setting, And a lot of times I call it sad day because it's sad at a certain level that people just freaking fraudulent to it. And that's how make fun, make fun of it, and I really don't get into it. And but it's also like how relationships are really based. It's like a based on like a weak emotion that like a bridge that eventually will fail. And you watch that, it's like yeah, people go through with it, but it's like but eventually it closes a failure. It's an inadequacy, and it's being dishonest with yourself and others just for like either just survival or acceptance or something like that. But underneath it all, someone with a stronger personality say something, and that person changes their attitude and like a totally different person. They become weak and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, like it was TV show Roots, and I don't remember watching that too much. I was like disturbed by something else. And yeah, it was me being in bed, and the mother said, "Oh, don't watch this." But it's also like she didn't care about those individuals. She's a bigot. She already bigot. And Marek told me, he became my father. He became racist when he came over here. We used to live in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and it was like a couple miles were certain projects, and a couple miles to the north of certain projects. But we didn't like just go over there every day. Obviously, just drove through it once. He called it slums, and he was like, "I became racist because look how those people live." And I'm just like, well, all right, but and then it's I remember I watched TV shows, and maybe someone talked about it. Maybe it was like a PBS special. I don't know, but it was like, well, those people. I mean, it's their environment that that they're built into. And I don't know if I pointed out the word ghetto where it came from a different group of people. But well, what do you have? What do you mean how they live? Because they're poor? Is it because there's drugs dealers that everybody sells? That every black person lives in the projects? And it's like also, well, and I know we lived in Elizabeth, we didn't have the nice apartment. I was like, well, I don't know if I told him, I was like, well, what if someone comes in and see how we live? And I understand why they dislike white people. And, it's like, why use that as an excuse? Maybe Marek then, he got pushed around by some people in his book because he had a regular job. He worked around black people. I don't know if I was a kid, I was like, fuck, I hope he doesn't get fucked up in there. He says some stupid shit. I mean, right now, I'm like working around Marek. I'm making feel sad every day. It's just me. And I put up with Marek over there. But that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. You see certain people how they live, and now you meet somebody, you don't give them respect, or you really say, oh, he's probably dirty, probably what, he sells drugs, he's probably what. That's another preconceived notion, or that's a notion that eh, that you talk about. Because in Spain, Marek was like the anti-apartheid, and I'm pretty sure he's still anti-apartheid, but he was telling other people in Spain that we're going to move to South Africa. And those people were just, like they saw TV shows and they said they were white, so they're gonna fucking have, not slaves, but they're gonna have like, people that work in their home, and it'll be blacks. And then this female was, she was going to a story. She's like, how do you say? I guess it's Afrikaan, the language. Back then it was called Republic of Africa, RPA, Republic Peoples of Africa. In Polish they would say that. I don't know if Lucas, he showed up. I think he showed up in Spain. They started hating him. He's like, it's South Africa now. Because me and him, we didn't remember, like, late 90s. Oh, right. Republic of Państwo of Africa. So he kind of faulted, but he kind of faulted on purpose. He wanted to make him look stupid. And, Madam told him, like, what are you going to do for money? You're going to have servants, black servants. And this female's practicing, open the gates so the dogs could come out. Like, she instantly thought she was going to be rich because white people were, like, fucking rich in South Africa, and they had like owners and shit. I mean, people just, and it's like you see that, it's like, and he made a joke out of it. They were laughing, but it's like it's just this like a fell fucking yeah, it's like people's perception of a fell fucking reality that doesn't even exist. In your mentality, you have this vision, you have these thoughts, you have this perception, reality. That's not even reality. And also, what other perceptions you have that are based on people, environment, race, and anything else? And it gets to the point where it becomes problematic in your life and other people's lives and in society. It's very an open topic and subject, and you watch these people, and then you kind of want to get to know what they do for a living, what have they done, and their behaviorism.